See? Candy! So, today we decided to bake cookies for you guys. So, these are how the cookies look. They're soft, chocolate chips, and
we're just gonna teach you how to bake the cookies step by step. And
yeah, so we'll see you at the end.
Sayonara!
Bye, hope you enjoy. Okay, so to start, you're gonna use 3/4 a cup of butter. I can't believe it's butter, but you can also use like real butter, salted or unsalted, it doesn't matter. You need 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now it also prefers on what you like. Pure almond extract, you can use that. I use 2.5 teaspoons. It's mixed in here of it. You can use 1 teaspoon. It depends on how much flavor you like. You're going to need 2 eggs. You can crack them in the separate bowl if you don't want to get eggshells in the bowl. Or you can just do it like I did and crack it when you're ready. You're going to need a spatula to stir it all around. And you're going to need a medium to large bowl for the liquids. Now, flour. So you're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of chocolate chips. Now I used 1/2 cup of pure semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of milk chocolate chips. Then you're going to need baking soda. I did 1 teaspoon of baking soda and salt. You're going to need, I used 1/8 of salt. It just depends on how salty you like it. I think you can use less salt or you can use more. It just depends on what you like. You're going to need pretty much a small bowl for the dry stuff. And you're going to need a wooden spoon. Let's get started. So first you're going to take your butter, your 3/4 cups of butter. You're going to add it into the bowl. Just make sure I get all the butter off the spoon. Now you're going to take your sugar, your 1 cup of sugar, and you're going to add it in. And you're going to take your vanilla extract and your pure almond extract and add it in. Then you're going to take your 2 eggs and crack it in. Like I said, if you're not good at cracking eggs, you can always crack them in a separate bowl. Okay, so now you're going to stir it all together. Now, your butter might be a little bit harder or frozen as mine is. Mine's pretty soft. Now what you're going to do next is you're going to take your blender and you're going to mix it together. Okay, so I'll be back when it's all blended up, okay? Okay, so now we've set our liquids aside. Now if you taste this, it tastes pretty sugary. Don't worry about that because when it mixes with the dry, it's going to become less sugary. So now you're going to take your 2 cups of flour and add it into your smaller bowl. Then you're going to take your baking soda and salt and add it in. Then you're going to take your chocolate chips and add it in. Now this doesn't have to be too well stirred, but it should be very well that all the chocolate chips are covered in flour. That's all you have to do for this step. So now I'll be back in a second with the next step. So now that you've cleaned all your dishes from your mess, you have 2 bowls, 1 liquid, 1 dry. Now you're also going to need just a glass of cold water. This makes the cookies moist. So a little bit at a time, you're going to take a little bit of the dry and add it to the wet. Okay? This is where you need a strong person to keep stirring because each time the batter gets thicker. Now before you add more, you want to make sure it's mixed very well together. Now, you don't want to use a blender here because you have big chocolate chips, and when you bite into the cookie, you want to actually be able to taste the chocolate chips, not them all crunched up. So that's why you don't use a blender here. So now I'm just going to add more dry. And see how it's getting thicker? It's getting harder to stir. So when this happens, you can add a little bit of water. iron that you can. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Just keep stirring. And try not to splash it everywhere because you see how it's becoming a thicker dough. So if it looks like this so far, then you're on the right track to making good cookies. So I'm just going to add the rest of the dry. Make sure you have it all. A little more water. And keep stirring. Now I find that if you add too much dry at once, it will all puff in your face. That's why you want to add a little bit at a time. I just add a little more water. Keep stirring and make sure that all the flour is mixed in with the liquid. So now it's all mixed together. You can make this in giant cookies or small cookies. We'll show you in a second, okay? So now, if you don't want to make it all at once, you can put it in a container. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe to the cookies. I didn't tell you in the video, but you're going to have to preheat the oven to 400 and cook them for 7 minutes. Now it depends on the size you cook them, so we cook these for 7.5 minutes, and they're fairly small. But if you do them larger cookies, you probably have to cook them from 8 to 10 minutes.
Do you want to do a hand measurement?
Sure.
So it'll be about that big from a palm.
So that's around 7.5 minutes. And any bigger would probably be 8 or more. So just as long as they looked pretty much cooked, you know that they're ready. And they taste the best when they come right out of the oven because the chocolate chips are really nice and moist. Okay, so hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Now, a sneak peek is that next week we might be doing
a collaboration, and we're just gonna have a guest, our friend Sarah Elias. And yeah, so that's a sneak peek, and bye.
Bye.